we have gone through 3 companies, and none of those companies can insure us. Alright guys, so we have been getting some requests to update you on what's been happening with our insurance for the van, in conversion van insurance, and today we're going to be trying to sort that out.
Get to hear a variety of tunes.
All bad.
Yeah, campervan in conversion. So currently it's a van, but it's being converted into a campervan, but it's not a campervan yet. It's like in the process of being converted.
We wouldn't. Yeah, we wouldn't. We would perhaps do it once it's been converted, as long as it was converted like to a professional standard and everything, but we wouldn't do it whilst it's in the process of being converted.
We're still under 25, which causes problems with, there's less companies that would insure it, even though he's had his driver's license for 6 years.
Yep, and never had an accident, etc, etc, but...
And has successfully driven a van for a year. And it's not even the first van he's driven.
Successfully.
Ugh. Okay, it's been an hour of being on hold for the majority of that time, and we have gone through 3 companies, and none of those companies can insure us. In short, we are currently with Adrian Flux, who are a broker. They're not an insurance company in and themselves, so we're actually under Marker Study with them. Now, Marker Study doesn't have overly good reviews, so today we're trying to find a better company, but without obviously breaking the bank, because we're still very much in conversion. And also, we got an email from Agent Flux that our renewal is coming, and they have quoted us what our new policy will be, automatically without asking us. Now we called Comfort Insurance, Mustard, and AIB. AIB don't want to insure us because we're under 25. Then Comfort Insurance and Mustard want a fully converted van, which we don't have. And even Comfort stated that they want a DVLA certificate, which there's no guarantee that we'll ever get. So, okay, so those are out the window for the moment. And Sam is now on the 4th round of being on hold. He's up to like 50 minutes in the queue waiting to get to somebody to talk to.
Please stay on the line, and an operator will... Good morning, you're through to Jasmine on Renewal. Sorry about your wait, how can I help? Give me a moment, I'll pass those details over, have a little look and see how they now calculate the price for you, and then we'll run from there, okay?
Okay, no problem, yeah.
Just a moment, I'll be right with you.
No worries. So I rang iQuote, which led me to Rhubarb Solutions Insurance, which then led me on to Adrian Flux saying, are you discussing the policy you already have?
All of the insurance companies share information with each other.
So they all know that you're looking around, shopping for a quote.
And then within the 3rd call, we got directly to Adrian Flux. That's just scary.
It's like you're trying to sneak around, you go incognito on the web, looking for prices for the laptop that you're buying or whatever. But they know.
They know.
Have you had any quotes elsewhere at all? Done any shopping around? With the personal accident cover included, £717.77.
Okay.
7777. Without the personal accident cover, £700.77.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
That still includes your breakdown in your key cover basic policy. The second policy would obviously just also include that additional personal accident cover. Anything else I can help you with at all at the moment?
No, not at the moment. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for your call and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. 29 minutes. Well, that just goes to show that ring your insurance company, because they will suddenly find that they can save you £142, but it's still with Marker Study, which I don't really want to go with.
Let's call a few more companies, find a cheaper quote, and then we can try and call them again and say, actually, we found a cheaper one. Could you drop ours more?
Well, I don't think we're going with Admiral.
Why?
Phone admin fee of £25.
What? They're gonna charge you for ringing them to ask for a quote.
Hey, if you set up an account, it's only £9.50.
Oh, gee.
Save money with reduced admin fees by making policy changes in my account.
Don't you just love insurance companies?
Oh, see our full details on charges and fees.
They have more. Of course they have more. Why?
10 minutes to be told no. No. So we're on Aviva, and their motorhome and campervan insurance is from Comfort Insurance. If we look at our super duper amazing comparison sheet, Comfort Insurance will only do it when converted and with a DVLA certificate.
Right, okay, moving
Not
on.
Aviva. Well, they seem friendly. So they are Just Campers.
So hold on, they said something about...
They're a sister company to Adrian Flux. So they have like the same set of insurers that they go to. But because they specialise in this sort of thing specifically, they might be able to get a better price than what Adrian Flux give. 548, so that's the basic one, yeah?
548, that's the basic. And if you want the gold, just you have it, then you get the optional breakdown. It's £95 for a full camper conversion. It offers £3,500 of home like roadside assistance. You've got home start, 60 days in Europe if you want to. You don't need it if you don't. Obviously, it's free of charge. Just taking it off the effect nothing.
What
Yep.
company is it insured under? Is it
It'll be Trinity Lane.
Trinity Lane? Okay, let me just write that down. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
So what's that?
So they are cheaper than Adrian Flux slightly by like £40-50, but they go through Trinity Lane Insurance. Trinity Lane Insurance are even worse than Market Study.
We got bored of staying inside and missing the sun while calling insurance companies of all things. So hence, we're out baking ourselves.
I'm a solar panel.
Solar powered.
Yeah.
How the resident van lifer looks for insurance companies.
So, spoke with Just Campers again. Trinity Lane and Market Study, the only ones coming up in around the £700 per year mark. The next one up is called Aegeus, which is £900 for the same type of cover, the same thing, keys and breakdown and whatnot.
How much excess?
Again, about 180, I think it was for Aegeus. He said the reason that people get bad reviews or get bad experience is that they're not covered for doing something. So he said they get some people who know that they shouldn't be driving to work in their vehicle because they're not insured for it, because it bumps up the premium by like £100 or so, but they still do it. Then they get in an accident because they're on their way to work and the insurance company won't pay out. So he said it's important that the insurance that you get is actually valid for how you're going to be using the vehicle. So he said if you're going to be driving to work, say you're going to be driving to work. If it's going to be parked on the side of the road overnight, say it's going to be parked on the side of the road overnight. Don't try and lie to get a cheaper insurance, because if something goes wrong, you're not covered. Campervan and conversion insurance doesn't cover if you leave your tools in the van. That's an excess, that's an extra, that's not covered. Other things like if you've got valuables in your van, that's not covered. What counts as a valuable or not is up to you. If you count it as valuable, like you said, batteries and whatever else you would have, laptops in a camper, if they're counted as valuable, then get them insured as a valuable object, and that way if they're stolen or damaged, then they're covered. He said that he's never had a problem with someone claiming under the right circumstances and the insurance company not paying out. When you've been in an accident or had something stolen, all the circumstances need to be recorded, and if they match with your insurance policy, they'll pay out. But if they don't, then they won't. So he said that's usually why they get low reviews, because these are the cheaper insurance, which means that most people just insure their vehicle just so they're insured. They can tick the insurance box just so they can get it on the road. But if they're using it for stuff that's not covered, then they're going to be disappointed when they get in an accident and realise they're not covered for that.
I don't know, so we could go with Trinity Lane through a broker, either Adrian Flux or Just Campers.
Yeah.
And basically hope that if something happens, which hopefully it doesn't, but if something happens, that they're just good at negotiating and that we actually check the policy, which is standard procedure.
The policy seems to be, it's comprehensive, so it's not this third-party fire and theft. They know we've got a standard alarm. We're not covering any valuables in the van at the moment.
No.
And other things like that. So we've just got to be careful and know what is covered and what is not.
Yeah.
We haven't upgraded the van, so we haven't put anything on the engine or
If we upgrade
stuff.
the alternator, would that be classified as upgrading the van?
Quite possibly. See, it's things like that you should just let them know.
I know, it feels like that there's no good option with insurance. It is ridiculously expensive either way.
And you have to get it perfectly right. And if you don't, then screw you, essentially.
Pretty
that
much.
seems to be what it is. And the thing is, you could pay $3,000 a year with a really good insurance company and still get screwed over.
Yep.
You know? The only
deal with.
issue is that I have to ring Adrian Flux and cancel it.
Well, whatever. Oh, great. So you're going to tell them that you found a cheaper thing through Just Campers and they're going to try and find you a cheaper one.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's...
God. I want to move on to something else today, you guys. Right. Sam is still on the phone to the insurance company, so I'm just bored of listening to them. So I'm just going to tidy the van here because we drove with all this stuff here. And it's been like a tornado. Oh, hello. So what happened?
Well, we saved ourselves £100 overall. Basically,
Okay.
so I rang Just Campers again, upgraded them out to 6,000. So
Right.
from 4,000 to 6,000, and bumped up the price by like £60, £70. Wrote that down, then went back to Adrian Flux. Then I called Adrian Flux, upgraded the mileage with them, gave them the quote that the other company had given me.
Right.
Because they were like, what's the quote? How much excess does it have? Because the bad thing about Adrian Flux was the excess was a lot higher.
Yeah, the excess for Adrian Flux was 300, and for Just Campers they gave us 150.
Yeah, so I told them the excess, I told them all the cover, and they gave us a price with 6,000 miles for £730. We had the renewal policy, it was going to be $830. Ringing, all those 5 hours of ringing saved us £100 on our renewal.
So we're still under Adrian Flux as a broker, and they have changed us to Trinity Lane, which has worse reviews than Market Study,
Yep.
but neither one is that much better. And when we inquired for, okay, how about you give us some companies with good reviews,
It bumped the price up to like £1,000.
so it seems that as the cheap alternatives go, it's Trinity Lane and Market Study. So given that we're still in the conversion mode and we're not moving, it doesn't make sense to pay the £1,000.
Not at the moment, no. The thing is, when we're doing more miles, like when we're properly living in it and moving around in it, so we're doing way more miles a year, we're possibly in Europe for a lot, we've got our stuff in the van, like you can get things like value your van as a certain amount rather than just the vehicle amount, which for a camper is huge because you add £5,000 worth
a
of
house.
stuff. Yeah, you add £5,000 worth of stuff to it, it's valued £5,000 higher. So,
But by that point, at least you, as the most experienced driver, would have 3 years,
2 or 3 new.
3 years no claims discount, and experience more years on your driver's license. So alive.
yeah. Plus, might be nearer 25 then.
Probably.
I'm 24. Can I apply now? 24 and a half.
Yeah, well, generally that was your little update as to what's happening with the insurance. It didn't go as planned. We're still a bit stuck. But yeah, so that's life. Yeah, so see you later. Carry on with the conversion. A lot of pondering going on at the moment. Just finalized our heating, and now we just need to find the cheapest offer for our heating.
Oh boy.
Which is, that's painful. And we're about to spend another lithium battery worth of money on insurance.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.